everybody and welcome back to AlexElliottGolf. This is the first of the Get Back Into Golf 2018 series. So this is a series on my channel that's starting now. I'm going to run for 5 weeks. It's getting you back in the mood for golf. We're going to talk through basics and talk through drills in order to ramp your game up for the 2018 golf season. Now, after a long break from golf, a lot of people struggle with face and pace control. So we're going to talk through simple drills, how we can improve that pace control really simply before you go out and play this season. But also we're going to gently remind you of a few fundamentals in putting. Now, we all know there's several different ways to go out and putt and get an effective putting stroke out on the golf course, but I think there's some key fundamentals that we're going to talk through really simply just to remind you before the season starts. And then we're going to run through a really simple pace drill that's going to get your pace really good from distance. So guess what? We'll stop those 3 putts. So before we talk through how we're going to develop your feel for out on the golf course, we're going to run through some simple fundamentals that I think are key in order to have a good effective putting stroke. Now, as said before, there's several ways in order for you can actually put the golf ball effectively, but for me, if we can get some fundamentals in play, then we're going to have a more effective putting stroke out on the golf course. So firstly, my first fundamental is I really like to see the putter grip and the ridges of the putter grip in your lifeline. So you've got your lifelines running through the centre of your hand here and your wrist. Get the putter through the lifelines on your left and on your right hand. So from there, the putter's in a nice equal balance from there. And also, just to add to that, this will help get the shaft running through my forearms. As you can see there, you can't see my shaft here. You can see the shaft of my putter is running through my right forearm, so it's almost staying hidden. Now, you can do this by getting videoed before you go out, or even simply just by testing it, and you can actually just see from this angle. You can see if I traced a line through the shaft now, that you'd be able to see it and it wouldn't go through my forearm. Whereas if I got it matching up, putter through my lifelines, from there you can see that the putter shaft is going straight through my lifelines and my putter. Now, that's going to give you an effective hold of the golf club. It's going to help you best chance of getting a square face, but also it's going to help you control that putter head speed a little bit easier as well. And this leads me on to the second point. So we're kind of separating this to 2 kind of simple reminders before you go out on the golf course. One, get the putter in your lifeline. So some putters actually have thick kind of rigid ridges on the side, and these fit really nicely into those lifelines. Mine are a bit more rounded, but you can still get the feeling of the putter grip running through your lifelines. So this leads me on to the second gentle reminder about how we're going to keep our really good putting stroke out on the golf course. So I want you to feel as if the putter is controlled by your sternum. Now, a lot of people move the putter with their arms and the wrists. I really want you to feel that this putter is moved from your sternum. And why do I want that to happen? Well, if we get it from our sternum, so I'm just going to gently rest my arms inside my body here, I'm going to feel like I've got a line extending from my sternum straight into the butt end of my club here. So a line from my sternum straight into the butt end. If we can keep that putter the same distance away from our sternum, whether it goes around our body and then through, we're going to have better control of the strike and ultimately the speed of the club head and the speed of the ball. So ultimately we're going to have better pace control. If we get this putter moving closer to us, away from us, and all different directions, we've all seen it out on the golf course. If you do it down on the floor, moving up, moving up. So let's link it back to pace control. It's going to be hard to make sure you're getting a guaranteed strike and guaranteed distance from the ball. So, simple drill. I just really want you to feel like, one, we've got the club through our lifelines. From there, just rest your arms inside your body, and you'll notice I'll do this in the air because you can feel like you've got that relationship with the sternum into the butt end of the club. Just move it round the body. So what I'm feeling here is that my sternum is controlling the putter head. Back and through, back and through. Do that 2 times or 3 times in the air. Translate it down to the ball. My body's not changed, my arms haven't changed position. My sternum's into the butt end of the club. Feel like that controls the putter head and the speed. It's not independent with the arms and the hands of the body, it's controlled by the sternum. So ultimately, we're keeping that putter head the same distance away from our sternum all the time. It's not changing. It's a really simple feel, married up with that good grip through the lifelines. It's going to give you a better chance of holding some putts, but ultimately controlling that putter head and controlling your pace. Now let's lead into that really simple drill you can do out on the golf course before you play in the 2018 golf season. So what do we need for the pace control drill? All we need is 5 golf balls, and it's a really simple drill. All it is how far the distance between my first ball and last ball is. So the shorter distance between the first and last ball, the better my pace control. The bigger the distance, the worse my pace control is. So this is a really simple drill of how you can improve that understanding of where your putter head is in order to control the pace of your golf ball. And it's almost like a calibration method when you're playing the golf course in the morning. If you do this out before you go, do the drill before you go out on the golf course, you'll definitely have a better understanding of the pace of the greens. So remembering what we said about kind of the simple fundamentals, keeping the sternum, controlling the putter, and it's staying a constant distance away from us. And with the putter grip running through our lifelines. So keeping that really kind of simple feels in mind. I'm going to hit my first ball about 15 foot in front of me. Now, this key here is we're not focusing on a hole, we're going to put into an open area of the green. So I'm going to put just 15 foot in front of me here, really feeling those fundamentals we spoke about. There's my first putt, roughly about 15 foot in front of me. So the aim of this second ball is to get it just past the first ball. Really good on that one, just past it, so it's a very good putt. Right, now I've got to get it just past the second ball now with my third. So that would have been just past, just actually hit the second ball there, but it was a good putt. So again, I've got to get it just past that ball again. Oh, it's a little bit too far past now. Now you can see my line's gone a little bit further. So my final ball now, I've got to get it just past that fourth golf ball. Again, we're not putting towards a hole, we're putting into the open of the green. Feeling that nice controlled rhythm, keeping the face the same relationship, same distance away from my sternum. The sternum controls the putter. Just past. So you can see there, I've got a really kind of short line there. Yes, my other ball did hit it, but it would have gone just past. But I've got a really kind of short line there between my first ball and my last ball. So you can see there how you're starting to develop feel, you're starting to develop an understanding of how fast the green is on that day. So I'd do this before every time you go out. I'd do it 2 or 3 times to really understand the speed of the greens, uphill, downhill, and on a flat surface. You're constantly going to develop that feel out on the golf course. Thank you for watching week 1 of the Get Back Into Golf Series 2018 on Alex Elliott Golf. This is week 1, all about putting, running through gentle reminders of how we can grip the club, how we can feel that the putter stays a constant distance from our sternum, so we're not independent with our hands and arms. So we've got some complete control of that putter head on the backstroke and on the through stroke. So we've got some really clear understanding of how we can remind ourselves of those key fundamentals. And then we put a really kind of simple drill in there. So we've got a simple pace drill, and like I said, this will really help develop feel. So especially when you go into a new golf course you've never played before in this new season, this will really help you get an understanding of how fast those greens are for you. Thank you for watching week 1 on putting. Week 2 will all be about chipping. We're going to run through some chipping technique that's really going to help improve your strike for 2018 golf season. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to Alex Elliott Golf. See you next time, and thank you.